Okay. Give me a quick thumbs up if you have completed at least 7 highlights. A quick thumbs up. Amazing. Good stuff. How does it feel? Done a good job? Looks like a good job. Yeah? Okay. So now we will just do a 30-second exercise. 30-second. Okay. Listen to me very carefully. Just when Steve decides to get up. Listen to me very carefully. I want you, so pay attention to what I'm saying. I want you to bring your awareness, okay? Just your complete awareness to that section where you have jotted down those highlights. And very carefully and with full awareness, I just want you to read those statements that you've written and internalize it. Just soak that in and regulate your breathing. Just relax. Just look at that. Soak in, absorb, feel it. Good. Well done. Big well done to you. And I would highly recommend that when you have this little break that's upcoming, just make sure you also make a toast to your efforts. And this is really important because all of us on the call are very driven people. We are very hardworking. We are very hard on ourselves. We demand the best from ourselves. And I don't expect anything else from any one of us on the call here. But it's also important that we take some time to reflect and acknowledge all the hard work and good work that you're putting in because running a business, heading a role, heading a position, it's not easy. Though it's simple, but it's not easy. So you need to do that to get that energy, to enjoy this little break, and then come back all charged, fully aligned for the next quarter, for the next lap. And I will obviously see you guys on the 10th or 11th, depending on when your board meetings are. And we are going to build on that plan further. So that's really, really important, okay? That you rest, relax, and then be ready for the next lap. Now, I've got another question, and this is a little more granular question here. So if you jot this down and maybe just write a figure, I'm sure you know this figure. So people who have accountability for business performance or sales numbers, I want you to jot down where are you with your sales numbers against the target? Just quick 2 numbers I need. What's the target for the first quarter, and where are you against that, please? People who have sales numbers, accountability. People who don't, you can relax for a while. Okay, and make sure you have your calculator or some kind of phone ready with you. So calculate the percentage achievement. Should be quick. Got it? Nick, Dermot, Steve, Colin, you guys have got it? Millen, Sam, John, Jane, Darren. Yep, got your numbers? Okay, I need more thumbs up. I'm still seeing some eyes going like that. Okay, got it. Darren, got it? Millen? Yep. Okay, awesome, brilliant. All right, Costin? Super. All right, now mark my words. What I'm saying, I'm just giving you some thumb rule here. Okay, so with 25% of the time gone, I'm talking about the calendar year. Generally speaking, as a thumb rule, if you are at 20% of your yearly target, it's solid performance. Okay, you hear what I'm saying, right? So 25% of the time gone. If you're at 20% of your annual target, that's pretty strong performance, which actually translates to 80% of your quarter one target, right? So the percentage that you just calculated, if it's 80% or more, that's a pretty strong start to the year and pretty good number. If you're 90% or above, well done. If you've smashed the targets, fantastic. So it's just to kind of calibrate to see where you are and what needs to happen. If it's less than 80% of the quarterly target, yeah, there's a gap which needs to be made up or captured or caught up very soon in the second quarter. And if you're already doing well, make sure that you're building on it. What we are doing with some of the clients, and I'm just sharing with you in my recent sessions, assuming absolutely business is on track, 25% time, 25% target, or 100% target achieved, we are saying rather than just looking at another 25% in the next quarter, can we actually go for a bigger number so that by mid-year, which is 50% of the time, we're at 55% of the achievement, keeping in mind August and December months, which are generally speaking slightly on a quieter side. So the main point that I want you to take away from this and also maybe reflect in your downtime is that how do I front load my, or rather, how do I front load in my next quarter? Okay? How do I front load it? And if there is a lag right now in sales, how do I make sure I catch up and I'm at least at 50% mid year? So it depends what's the position in your business. Are we good with that? You clear on this? Any questions? Let me know, type in, but I'm just giving you some really good calibrations and that should give you an assessment. So we have changed some of the targets for certain businesses where they are actually smashing the numbers and we're like, let's front load it. Yep, we'll do 55% at least in terms of the next quarter achievement and mid-year performance. All right. So happy to shift the gear. Shall we get into sales now? Yeah? All right, perfect. So I have a question actually, because yesterday I was trying to buy something, and I thought I will ask you this, not for recommendation or anything. So now we're getting into sales discussion. So I need help. Okay. So think of a situation or think of a time when you bought, say, £100 plus some product online. Okay. Ideally from Amazon. First time, not the repeat thing. First time you were buying this product and you said, I'll buy from Amazon, right? Can you think of some situation? £100 plus. I'm not looking at £10, £20 stuff. Yeah. Got it? Okay. First time, what were some of your concerns? Like, how did you go about this? Like, what were some of your issues when you were like, I need to spend £100 plus, maybe 150, 200? What were your concerns? Can you just tell me quickly, please? Or just type it in the chat box. Just go just go fast. Just I'm asking very simple question, nothing complicated here.
Yeah, product quality.
So just jot that down. Product quality, yeah, in the chat, please.
Oh.
So quality was an issue. What else? Am I getting best price? Yep, 100%. Does the vendor exist? Absolutely. Very, very key. With legal site, yeah. Okay, yes, absolutely. Recommendations, right product for me. Okay, cool. Super. Returns policy, absolutely. Yep, cool. Yep, pretty obvious. Now, obviously, we all have used Amazon. Nick, stop smiling. I can see what you're thinking right now. Yeah, okay, cool. So now you think of Amazon, and we all have purchased from Amazon. Just reflect on that, right? There's no person sitting on the phone trying to make a sale to you. But think about how that whole site these days is evolving, and that's the biggest retailer in the whole world. And if you think about it, do you remember when they give you comparison, not just of the product that you're looking at buying, but they actually tell you what are the other alternatives? They give you reviews, they give you all the product specifications, they have photos, they have videos. Not just that, people who have used sometimes put photos and videos of that product in their practical scenario. You know all that, right? Yeah. Okay, interesting. That's really cool. Anyone has ever gone and said, okay, this is the first time product I'm buying, £100 plus, you know what? I'll search on Amazon. The first product I get, I'm just going to buy that. Have you done that? Anyone? Oh, that's interesting. Cool, £100. Why don't you write down what's the value of your product or service when a client buys from you or a prospect buys from you for the first time ever? Generally, what's the value of that product or service? Or the purchase basket, right? That's what I'm talking about. Just jot that down, please. Purchase basket, yeah? Okay, cool. Can I have some more figures, please? Give me a couple more. Yeah, cool. Oh, wow, nice. Okay, 20K, 3,000. Super. Sam, what is it in your case? 100, 500. Cool. Okay, interesting. I'll say something, okay? Is that majority of the businesses, and I'm not talking about you here, but majority of the businesses here, this is what they do in sales and conversions. And I'm not talking about right now online or e-commerce. I'm talking about typical service thing, or some building project, or they want to have an event, or they want to go and buy some service related to their quality of the product, whatever that is like there's an inquiry that comes in, they ask for a proposal is done, emailed. After maybe 24 hours, 48 hours, pick up the phone and follow up, or not even pick up the phone, send an email and saying, hi, what's the update on that proposal? Sounds familiar? Okay. For a second, I want you to reflect on this. What Amazon is doing is that without any human intervention, they are following a process to convert the person who's there on their site at that point. They're actually following a process. They're not just saying, this is the product, this is the price. You wanted this? Yep, this is the product, this is the price. Buy. And majority of the businesses where the ticket items are quite significant, as you're seeing on the screen, they are still doing this proposal sent, and then I'll follow up twice. You know what? These people are so rude. They don't even have the courtesy to come back and tell us that we don't want your services. So frustrating. Really? Why do you think they'll waste their time with you or on you? So the question that I'm asking you is that, or on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to just type that number, 10 being high, that how strong do you think is the sales process in your business? Whether you're doing e-commerce sale, whether you're doing proper proposal or tender driven or phone driven or whatever, on a scale of 10, how strong is your sales process, do you think? And I don't need any sevens, please. 7 is a polite 5. Colin, I've told you that so many times. I said that before I saw your thing. Okay. Okay, getting some figures here. That's cool. So today I want to give you just one tip. There's no other tip. I can give you many, many nuances and distinctions in that main key point, is that you need to have a sales process in your business, which you are confident enough to rate 9 or 10, nothing less than that. That's the importance, and I want you to understand the importance of this because it will reflect in the conversions. Now, I'll say a few things, please pay attention. Many people out there, they believe that to grow their revenue or sales, what they need is more leads coming through the pipeline. Actually, for majority of the businesses out there, what they need to focus on is the conversion of the leads which are coming in their pipeline. That's the most important and easily leveraged item to really, really zero down on and see, how do I improve? Even if you're at 50% conversion, how do I take it up by 10%, moving it to 55%? How do I make it 60%? How do I make it 65%? Unless you're converting everyone. That's what you have to reflect on. And the second framework that I will give you is that if you are not selling newspaper or a bottle of milk like in Tesco or whatever, and if there is the ticket item that you've talked about, you need to have a sales process. I have shared this with quite a few of you before, but I will repeat this and maybe some of you can remind me. So tell me, if you're selling it to a small business or a small entity or maybe a residential client, how many touch points do you need to have? How many steps do you need to have in your sales process? Anyone remembers the number? Costin? Okay, so I'll give you, so 7 is for the, 8 is for the mid actually, Costin. So team, please write this down. For small ticket size, okay, or for small businesses or residential clients, you need to have at least 5 touch points or 5 steps in your sales process. For mid-size sale, you're looking at 8 steps in the sales process. Everyone who wrote there those numbers, some of you need 5, some of you need 8, and people who are selling it to enterprises, right? You're looking at 12 steps. And it's not my number, it's actually very well researched based on a very big sample size. And actually, it's talked about and discussed in Sales Acceleration, which is written by the HubSpot founder. And based on their sample sizes and researches, looking at the conversions, these are the numbers. And I have seen them again and again in different businesses working beautifully till the time the sales process is designed in an intelligent way, keeping the prospect at the front of the mind, and it's being followed diligently. So have you got your figures? 5, 8, and 12. Now, I'm sure you know what is your ticket size, which you've obviously jotted down. I would say, like people who said 100K, 80K, 20,000, you're surely looking at 8 steps, nothing less than that. If it's 10,000, 20,000, I would still, as I said, yeah, it will be 8K. If you're looking, sorry, my bad. If you're looking at 2 grand, 3 grand, or less than that, I would say you could look at 5 steps. And if you're doing obviously e-commerce kind of sale, obviously you're not going to go step by step, but you need to have all the elements which do get taken care of in these 5 steps or 8 steps when people are making their purchase. Are we good with that? So far, so good? Yeah? Okay. Now, another clarification. When I'm saying sales process and sales steps, because it's a journey that you're taking a prospect on, right? So if it's a journey, which means there are certain steps, there are certain milestones. By no means I mean or I'm implying that you need to drag your sales process and the length of the sales cycle. I hate that because in everything, just as everything in life, you need momentum, especially in sales, you need a good momentum. So just because you've got 8 steps doesn't mean you have to have a long drawn sales cycle. And depending on which business and which client we're talking about, and I'm just giving you a thumb rule, generally speaking, 10 to 14 days, that's a good, and I'm not talking about 20 pound or 30 pound sale. I'm really talking about, imagine like you are trying to sell some IT services, or you're building services, or some legal services, or other or consulting services, or some events. Depending on that, generally it's 10 to 14 days is what you're looking at. But again, if somebody is ready to buy, then please don't drag that. It might just be 2 days, but then you're still doing those steps and quickly getting the client or the prospect on board. Okay, so make sure you're not linking sales cycle length and steps. Actually, they're not linked. You still have to have a very sharp process there. Okay, so I wanted to ask you some question here. When I say steps in the sales process, what does that really mean? What steps am I talking about? And let's take a scenario. Imagine there is a residential client who wants some building work done, right? They want to get some refurbishment done. Let's take this as an example. So they want to spend, say, 150,000, 150,000. Now, with that logic, there should be at least 8 steps in the sales process. So, what do you think are these steps? What are we talking about here? I'm sure we all have undertaken some kind of project in our homes. So, what do you think are the steps here?
I suppose first is organize a survey of the house.
Okay, yeah, survey of the house, yeah, got it.
First contact.
Along with that. Sorry.
Okay, let's do an exercise here because otherwise we'll kind of overlap on each other. I want you to take a couple of minutes. Imagine you are now the owner of a building business. You have got a prospect who wants to spend around 120 to 150,000 on some building refurbishment. Okay. I want you to design your sales process in a way that it has got at least 8 steps. First, design it on a piece of paper. So I'll qualify some things for you. 8 steps just because you're having internal meeting to discuss this particular proposal or pricing, that's not a step. Step is when the prospect is involved in that step. So it's a touch point. Another qualifier is that it's a qualified marketing lead, right? So you're not trying to qualify the lead. It's already a qualified marketing lead, and you know it's a good prospect to start with, and now your sales process is beginning.
Do you want us to put it in the notes?
Yeah, do that. Why not? Yeah. Okay. I need 8 steps, yeah? So 1 more minute, team. Okay. I'll just wait for another 40 seconds. Good stuff. Thanks, Tarun. Thanks, Jane. Cool. Do I get more? Yeah, Colin, thank you. Okay. All right, this is good stuff. You guys are thinking very good, and you're counting your steps in that. Cool. So if I can have your attention, please. So Lisa, if you want to complete that, just send us everything. Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, I've already just read carefully a couple of them. Just look at this, right? So let's read Steve's. I've just got that, so I'll just read this. So arrange a meeting to discuss general understanding. 1 step, meet on site. 2, present initial ideas. So on site or no, separate, okay. Feedback on ideas and update, improve proposal with upgrade, and then agree plans that suit the customer. So yeah, that's the same kind of thing, and pre-close. So it's kind of like 5 steps here. And then finalize and fine tune. So 6 steps. Okay, got it. Good. Introductions. I'm looking at Collins. Introduction, survey, and qualification. So introduction, survey, and qualification. Follow-up call. Very good. Price estimate and contract sent. So I'll stop here. Now, why I'm stopping here? This is another distinction we're talking about. Now, practically, when you put it there, 8 steps are till the time you have shared your final proposal. Your follow-ups don't count as steps. Got it? Because after once you've discussed the proposal and everything, your follow-up 1 and follow-up 2 and your follow-up 3 and your desperate emails and all that stuff, they don't count steps. Steps are till the time that proposal is shared, you've agreed, you've fine-tuned it, that's it. That's your sign-up meeting. That's the final step. Go on, Jane.
What happens? So our proposals are on the website. So what happens if they're already there? That's different, right?
Yeah. That's different. Absolutely. That's absolutely different because they are just downloading your proposal from there. So that's like, yeah, you're not really having a sales process there, but there should be a sales process. So so that's not the final thing. You're right in this case, right? So we're looking at this bit here. So till that point, we have to think about 8 steps. Now, looking at what you've done, most of us here have given us 4 or 5 steps till that point. And then we've also talked about price estimate and contracts sent, which is very interesting bit. Um, Send paperwork and follow up call to go ahead. Okay, email going out. Okay, so let's see. Is it okay if I give you my viewpoint on this? How I would design? Simple. So imagine I've got a qualified lead here. That's coming. And it need not be the same person, by the way, remember? They could be interacting with different members of your team, depending on who's doing what. So I'm not going to go into that detail, but let's just talk about the steps. So the first is the greet call, saying, I've received your details, da 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 da, and I would love to understand a little bit more in terms of what you're looking at, right? So you can call it a greet call or you can call it a triage call. Now, it's very much possible if you're calling the person that they are not available. Therefore, they might say, okay, can we speak on some other day, right? So either you're booking a triage call first, or if they are available, you speak to them at that point. Your triage call is quite important, obviously, because you're asking some meaningful questions. So that's one. Then you're agreeing, in this case I'm talking about, then you're saying, okay, I would like to come to the site to obviously have a look at that. So finalizing the date in your greet call. And then you'll say, I'll send you some more information on the company. So by the way, this greet call or triage call was the first step. The second step here is sending out the diary invite and sending out some information on the business, right? So they can do a little bit of research as to what is this building service. That's second step. The third step would also be sending something, and I've always said this, that sending out something in the postal pack as well, asking the team to send it to them, to their address. Why? Because 40% of the people are kinesthetic. They are touchy-feely. 40% of the people want to see, 20% of the people consume information by this conversation. That's why it's important for you to write these things, because you're looking at it and it's kinesthetic for you and your brain is getting this information in better rather than just listening to Shweta. So that's your third step where they have now got this information pack. I will also have the fourth step, because remember there is a survey booked in, but fourth step, someone from the office calling saying, hi, John, just wanted to check that you've received the information pack and also wanted to confirm that Colin will be on site to see you on this day, da da da. That's fifth step already. Sixth step is when Colin, in this case, is the business owner. He goes, or business, whoever it is, goes on site, does a beautiful meeting. And let me be very clear here. This site meeting is where the sale happens. This site meeting is where the sale happens. You only undo the sale after that, or you've never sold in the first place. People think that when you're sending your proposal, I'm not talking about tender situations, team. Remember, that's different. We can have a different discussion. But people think that when I'll send the proposal, that's when the sale will happen. No, the sale has already happened. Now you'll only strengthen it, or you're only going to unwrap it or unravel it or undo it, whatever that is. That's the site visit. I'm on step 5 here, right? After that, I will be agreeing, saying we will send you the proposal. But no, I don't do that. I'll be like, listen, great, we have done this meeting. My team and I will work on this, and I will have another meeting with you. Let's put that in the diary where I can sit down with you and whoever the partner is together, all the decision makers, and we can share the proposal with you. So we're all on the same page. I'll also give you a couple of options there so you can decide which one will work the best. Because looking at this, I can already think of some ideas that we can create better value. Okay, great. So meeting is already booked in where we will be discussing the proposal together. But I'm on only fifth step and I've already booked in my eighth step, which is my proposal sharing. So in between, even if I don't have any questions, in this case, even if it's 100% clear as to how to do this whole proposal and pricing, I will ensure that at least a couple of times I speak to the prospect for some reason or whatever context. It could be like, hi, just wanted to get some clarification on that, or could you send me that drawing or that image of that, or by the way, this particular material, would you prefer this or this, because we were looking at pricing. Why am I doing this? I want them to invest their time with me. More they invest their time with me, more they are committed. And I've said this before, but I'll give you a really cool trick, for your other better halves in life, or your friends, or people you want to be friends with, or whoever it is. If you want people to like you, and get committed in you, ask for a favor. Because now they're invested. That's why I keep asking so many favors from all of you. I don't do enough of it. I should. So that's the idea. You're asking them for help, saying, hey, by the way, can you just quickly help me? Can you send me that picture? Oh, that's amazing. Or can you just help me? Can you clarify which material? At least 2 touch points in between before you share the proposal with them. Then you are there on that day sharing the proposal. That's your 8 steps. And hopefully you won't have to make second or third follow-up saying what's happening on this job. Are we getting it or not? Does it make sense, team? It's the same for I can literally pick any wacky business if you want right now, and I can build the process straight away, standing here in front of you right now.
What about for me, though? What about for our business in terms of where we don't have that meeting?
Okay, what's your business? Explain it to the forum. They'll all help you now with this understanding.
So we sell bums on seats for business conferences.
So you have to get delegates in the room for the conference that you do, and you want to have certain number of delegates so you can also attract right kind of sponsors for your event, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So which is a bigger ticket item for you? Is it delegate or is it sponsors?
Sponsorship, but I'm interested to know about delegates. Yeah.
Okay. And you have sales process for sponsors? Exactly, not exactly, but on these lines, the number of steps and everything.
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not quite so clearly defined. We will do tomorrow.
Okay. And just on that one, Jane, by the way, for businesses who have the sales process, and I've seen this personally, is that the business owner or the leader will define the sales steps, keeping the prospect at the front of the mind. And then they lay it all out in beautiful spreadsheet. And then the team is working and the business owner is working with that spreadsheet. And majority of the times, it's not being followed through. Why? Oh, we are so busy doing proposals and just quickly sending it out to people out there. I'm like, are you kidding me? You might as well tear some notes and just of currency and throw it in the rubbish bin. It's like, what are you doing? What's our objective? Our objective is to convert, not to send the proposal out there. These are all distinctions I'm sharing with you. So when they say, oh, but we're so busy, we don't have time to send email with information or with references or whatever. So busy. I can't call in between, submitting my proposal or sharing my proposal, because we're all so busy. I'm like, okay, fine. You've gone weird color. So it's just strange. It's like, please keep the objective at the front of your mind. When you go, and even in your diary, when you write saying, okay, I've got a meeting with this client or with this prospect, it's not a meeting, it's a sign on. When you're going and saying, it's not a site visit, it's literally a discovery visit. And you're the expert. When you're going and discussing some event requirement with someone, you're the expert, and you have to come across as one where you can even see the questions or the areas which they haven't thought about, because they're not the experts. And I'll give you one another distinction, and I'll come to Jane's question. One really key distinction, really, really big one. And this is all ninja state of mind and being confident in oneself, is that when you go to, when you're having an initial call, imagine, Colin, you're providing your services, right, or your softwares to a legal firm. And when you're doing that initial call, or whoever is doing, in your mind, maybe think that it's a triage call. We understand what's triage, right? Yeah, it's a triage call. And when somebody is doing a triage, is it safe for me to assume that that person knows a little bit more about that situation than the other person to be able to do triage? Yes or no, team? Yeah? Does that make sense? You are doing a triage call. You're not like, oh my God, I really need to impress, oh my God, they're there, I need to do something. No, God's sake. It's like you are doing triage. You're saying, okay, tell me, what exactly are you looking at? What does success look like to you? What exactly is the issue? Why are we having this conversation? That's your state of mind. Firm, confident, doing a triage. When you're visiting in this initial example, doing a site visit, or when you're doing a demo, for example, this is the distinction. Please jot this down. Assume the sale. Assume the sale. So when Milan, you go on site, or when you're talking about why we are so brilliant at this, assume the sale. And what that means is the languaging is not then of a salesperson who's just trying to meet an agenda or an objective. They're not like, oh, but this is what we do for our clients. This is what we do for our clients. What does that even mean? If imagine you're sitting with your actual client, do you talk to them like that, saying, yeah, by the way, this is what we do for our clients? You say, this is what we do for you, or we will do for you. Do you see the difference in languaging? You're not giving some third party references. You're saying, when we're working together, this is what we are going to be doing. Yeah, this is how it works. Our team will be there to support you. This is da da da. All that. Your languaging is because you've assumed the sale in your head. Truly, genuinely, you've assumed the sale. In those next few minutes and hours, you're there with that person as your client. You're on the same side of the table. You're trying to help them. You're trying to make them move forward with you and just doing the right thing for that person. That's your essence. That's your persona. That's what you are as an expert. You come across salesy, you come across desperate, you talk like that, you talk weird, they sense it. They're like, yeah, you know what? We're considering some other people. We'll put you in the mix and then we'll come back. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. When they say that, we let you know. Yeah, sure, you can get frustrated, but actually, people who are strong, they go back and say, okay, hold on, this communication is a reflection of how I have gone about my sales process or how I have come across in this whole process. Where did I not do well? What do I need to do better? Because you've just got a response to your communication in the sales process. And it's sales. Sales is equal to education. That's my definition. You have to decide what's your definition. For me, sales is truly education. You're educating your prospect, helping them. Are we getting some good pointers, good reminders? Yes? Okay, cool, good. So Jane, let's go back to your case example. Yes, so how does it work? So we have got an event and we have got delegates database, I'm assuming. So take us through the process. How do we get a qualified? So they come on our website and they download the proposal.
They come on the website and then they might inquire, or they might book on directly, which I don't tend to do anymore, or they might inquire. So I just want to know from you in terms of what would your sales process be for someone who's selling sort of more of an e-commerce, I guess, online where it's not, you don't have massive proposals.
Right, and remind me, what's the ticket size?
About 500 to £1,000.
Right, so it's we're talking about five steps, 5 touch points, right? Before this person says, yeah, I'm happy to buy. All right, team. So that's our case now. So 5 steps, because it's like 500, 400 pounds ticket item that we're looking at. This person has made an inquiry on the website saying, hey, I'm interested in finding out a little bit more about this event. Can you give me a little bit more information? Is that what they typically ask, Jane?
Yeah. Or I might be interested. They might download a brochure, or somehow they illustrate to us that they're interested in some form.
Okay, super. Okay, team, this is our now next avatar. Imagine you're the head of this business and we want to absolutely smash our delegate revenue target. How would you define the sales steps to help our delegate feel and understand that this is the best event for them to attend? Let's jot down 5 steps, including yourself, Jane. Do they generally leave their email address or phone number or something?
Email address mainly. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. jot that down in the box, guys. And remember, the best way to learn is to actually teach. So it's good to think as a different business avatar. And so, okay, how would I approach this? These are all professionals. These delegates are generally professionals in different companies. And imagine there's an event happening in pharma field or fintech, and they want to either have their CPD points or they're genuinely like interested in that particular topic. And obviously you can imagine what will be their concerns, right? So before you define the steps, actually it's also a good thing to think, saying what would be their typical concerns. So what are their concerns, Jane?
It's mainly price, or just getting them over the line in terms of they have to talk internally about it and get an internal sign off.
Okay.
It's getting approved internally, or the price.
So team, do you think there's any other concern that this delegate might have along with price, which was all there on the website, by the way? They can see the speakers, they can see the agenda, they can see the price, they can see, all the content on the
How many people are going, whether they think it's going to be worth going. So something about attendees visited, how booked it is, and that kind of countdown timer that you get on something like Expedia. 20 people have booked this in the last half an hour. Hurry now, otherwise you'll miss out. Fear of missing out, that kind of thing as well.
Very good. So, and again, good point there. Really good point there, Colin. And the other one, some of us wrote for Amazon, when we were discussing that, saying, is this a legit vendor? Who am I paying this money to? Who's going to get this money? Is this really an entity out there? It could be like, maybe I could get some deal, or is this the best price? Because many times, it's not mentioned. The deals are not mentioned out there. Am I the only one? How many people are attending? So true, Colin. That's one of the biggest fears people have in their mind. You see the point? Like, this is such a good example. Sorry, just one minute, Nick. It's really good. It's not just about designing the steps. Why are we designing the steps? Is that the concerns and the minds of the prospects are not taken care of. They want to know that someone human is on the other side. They want to know that you know your subject matter. They want to know that other people have tried your services. They want to know that you've got good testimonials. They want to know the details of how you work. All these are the questions that they have in their minds. And through your steps, you're answering those questions. So now it's not just price, actually, because the price is there. But what else are they trying to understand here?
What's the value to them and how relevant it is to them? So yep. I was thinking in Jane's case, maybe there's more information that could be captured from each person that comes on, so that you can send them a tailored offer of the parts of that program which are going to be particularly relevant to them. So maybe through a phone call capture, or if there's something else that they could be filling out when they come on to get some more information about what their requirements are for being there. Maybe something that sends back, which is more personalized to them, could help to increase the number of conversions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go back. That's a good point there, and let's just go back to the steps. So how would you design? What needs to happen straight away here? What's the first step? Sam, you've written here inquiry, more information.
I can't seem to put the next steps in. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you're not able to type in. So do you want to talk about this, Sam? What's the next step?
So my step was actually to send more information. Yeah.
It's a little faint.
Send information, or potentially a diary invite. Certainly, I like the idea of a postal pack going out to the business or something.
Mm-hmm. So in your case, it makes sense, Sam, but in this case, postal pack might not be relevant if we don't have the address of the delegate, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What else? Good points then. Feeling a little stuck? Team?
Hi, yeah, I've got some things. I mean,
yeah, go for it, Steve.
I've lost the chat. I don't know why. I can't simply get it back.
Don't worry, just
ask some questions on your before they get the form. So things like, we want to make sure we give you the best experience. So what are you hoping to achieve or learn from the event? What are your timescale restrictions in terms of if the event's on for more than one day? Would you prefer morning, afternoon, or I don't know when the events are, or they're all day events? But just ask questions because you get feedback from that just before they kind of get the information that they're after. Not a lot of questions, just a few to kind of give you some guidance for what people are looking for. How does the price look? Once you've given them the price, you can ask them that, whether that's within budget and how that looks. Make sure that the customer understands that this is a great event and give them some kind of feedback about the company, and also a discount for booking early. Those were the kind of things I come up with.
Cool. All good points there. So Akib, you've written here, send ebook, send a video by email, diary invite for consultation call, build personalized value, call for close. Good points there. The first thing, Jane, tell me one thing. In your team, does someone say, hey, would love to speak to you. This is my number. I'm on WhatsApp. Let's chat, or give me a call. Or you know what? I'll send you an email with Calendly link. Why don't you book 20-minute call with me, and I'll just take you through that. What is this all event? And I can also answer some of your questions based on what you're looking at. Do we do that?
I think in sponsorship we do, but not in delegate sales, not in delegate bookings.
Personally, if I'm one of the delegates and I'm just sharing what Colin talked about, saying, is this a sparse event or it's like heavily booked event? How popular it is? I want to know that for sure. Second, I want to know this is a legit company. Yeah, anyone can create a beautiful landing page and I'm putting my money there and my details there and the company wants to know what research have you done. I want to know it's a legit company. That's my big concern. Price is there, so that's fine. I know what it is. So again, what I would do in this case, if I'm designing, the first step would be as soon as somebody says, tell me a little bit more about this, I would say, hey, yeah, absolutely, would love to speak to you. The event is filling up very fast. I'll send you, this is the Calendly link. Please feel free to book a quick 15-minute call or 20-minute call, and then I can take you through da-da-da-da-da. And this is also, by the way, my number. Feel free to, message me and I can give you a call, whatever, right? That's the first thing. So now they're like, oh my God, there's someone human who is willing to talk to me or take care of my questions. The chances are that they will book a time in the diary, a quick 15-minute call. They will book a time in the diary, or not, then they will send a WhatsApp. And in this case, especially for delegates, really good way of selling or closing is by chat. Literally by chat or a quick call. Yeah, that's fine. And creating that sense of urgency and personalized value, as Akib and other members have talked about, Steve has talked about, saying, and Colin, it's filling up very fast. This is what it is. Look at the video. These are the references. These are the speakers. I would highly recommend you book it quick. And if you book it today, tomorrow, whatever, there's also additional whatever discount if you want to extend that. But creating that, here it's all about momentum, creating that urgency. If the person has not booked, deciding a timeline in your sales process. Is it 24 hours? Is it 48 hours? But saying, hey, I just wanted to check, don't see your booking, everything okay with the system? Do you need any help? Let me know, because now we've got only very limited seats left. And then if they've not booked, then don't worry. Now they're in your email campaigns and they're getting emails on the event. Okay, but this is your sales process. So it's literally within 2 days or 3 days, the person maximum should book. But the first thing is talk to me, my Calendly, my number. Let's talk. Which we don't do. We're all becoming email ninjas, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know if that was too much with the Calendly to do that just for delegate pass.
No, but, not at all. Just test and measure. You'll be surprised. A quick call it, make it 10-minute slots.
Yeah, for even 5 minute. I mean, it's not a big, yeah. And then the WhatsApp. So do people actually do this with the staff's own personal WhatsApps?
It's for the forum to answer. What's the question? As in the mobile, you give your team members mobile and they do chat?
Is that what you mean? Or do you mean using WhatsApp software on the computer?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Right.
I'm not a techie person, but whatever. If you know what you're trying to achieve, it's sell by chat. So
you can do it either which way. You can do it with a company WhatsApp where
Yeah. All right. So we're not getting into the details of it, but we get the essence of what we're talking about here. Makes sense?
Okay, yeah, that's great. Thank you.
All right, cool. So I will stop here because I promise you, I can spend a couple of days just talking about sales and going into all different kinds of beautiful areas in this domain. But I will stop here because I'm conscious of time and I'm hoping you've got some really good, you've got good reminders and nuggets for yourself. So before we close, if you could just, again, take 20 seconds to look at the notes or what we have discussed and then jot down what has been your top takeaway from this discussion.
can't put it in the notes because I can't find the notes. I've
Then
lost
just
it.
just unmute
I would
and
just say that
express it.
the idea of the list of a process, which we talk about a sales process, and then frankly, I've been in sales all my life. Everybody's in sales, whether they know it or not. Just forget that there's a process and you just waddle your way through whatever you're doing. I think it's quite good to have that clarity.
Good stuff. Absolutely, Steve. Thank you. And also for our e-commerce, Steve, in your case, it's just, these are the steps. You're preempting the concerns or issues of our people, like our prospects, clients, and just making sure all those elements are built in. So obviously you're big on that. Okay, let me just quickly read this. So for Jane, is it a legit website? Okay, absolutely, isn't it? Like, oh, change and reduce the steps. Good stuff. And sales cycle, Sam, as we talked about, right? Without compromising on the sales cycle length. You want to have a good momentum, but you don't want to miss on the steps. And these are the steps, the touch points, because we're trying to resolve some concern and not waste other person's time. When doing a demo or meeting, etc., assume the sale. Absolutely. That should be your demeanor and your style. Truly, not faking it. Custom site visit, this is where the sale happens. Beautiful distinction there. Absolutely. It's not when you're sharing the proposal. That's just solidifying it. Asking the client, what does success look like to you? Great question to ask there, Nick, isn't it? Objective is to convert. Absolutely. Objective is not to have a meeting and go on the site. Your objective is to move them forward, convert. Sales is about momentum, Milan. Don't have a long sales process. Exactly. And as soon as, for example, in our case, we know the number of days. If it's going beyond that, we know that the chances of conversion are just dropping. Because, people forget. Lisa, this is what we do for you rather than what we do for our clients, which is where you're assuming the sale and talking to them and not about some other third party. How to reduce the sales cycle and have a proper process and follow it. Absolutely. Good stuff. You have been absolutely smashing and very thoughtful, and you've applied yourself to this, and I love you all for that. Have a beautiful rest of the day and a fantastic Easter break. And I'm so looking forward to seeing, I think, majority of you on the 10th and 11th for our board meetings. Meanwhile, keep smashing. Take care.
Thank you so much, Shweta. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta.
Thanks, Shweta.
Bye.